All right, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be talking about our second day of diamond problems. So remember, when we do this, the two side numbers are the numbers that are the most important because those two side numbers are always going to multiply to give us the top number and they're going to add to give us the bottom number. So that's going to always be our process as we go through and start to think about these. Now, looking at our first one, I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit, but looking at problem number 16, this is a nice problem because they already give us one of the side numbers. So we just need to find the other side number, and that other side number is going to be whatever number plus -2 is equal to -5. Now, in order to figure that out, what you can do is take the bottom number and then subtract that side number. So -5 minus -2 means this better be a -3. And we should check that. Does -3 plus -2 equal -5? Yes. That means we got the right number. Now let's get the top number. -3 times -2, that's a +6. So that's going to be our answer for the top. Now, like I said, this is day 2, so we're working on the harder problems, but that's just a good reminder of how these are supposed to work. There is one other easy problem that I'm going to save for you. That one's going to show up on your homework. Now, harder problems are the ones where you don't get the side numbers at all, and you need to figure them out. So let's look at problem 21 and try to remind ourselves how we did that. Now, the way we did this yesterday is we started to make a list. So we took the top number, and that was the basis of our list, and we said what numbers divide into it. So we grabbed our calculator and we said 4 divided by 1. And that meant 1 went in 4 times. Then we took 4 divided by 2. And that meant 2 went in 2 times. Then we take 4 divided by 3. And that was a decimal, so that one doesn't go on the list. And 4 divided by 4 meant our list flip-flopped, and our list flip-flops, so we don't got to count that one. So we got our 2 answers, right? We just need to figure out which ones work. So remember, these are the numbers that multiply to 4, so they're both going to always work for the top. You need to figure out which ones work for the bottom. 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's not right. 1 plus 4 is 5, so that's the one we want. Now, that's how the process goes, but it's not always that easy to do. Let's go to problem number 18. So if you look at problem number 18, we're going to take this 14, we're going to start making our list. So, what goes into 14? So if I take 14 divided by 1, that means 1 goes in 14 times. If I take 14 divided by 2, that means 2 goes in 7 times. 14 divided by 3 doesn't go in. 14 divided by 4 doesn't go in. 14 divided by 5 doesn't go in. 14 divided by 6 doesn't go in. 14 divided by 7 goes in 2 times. That means 7 goes in 2. Look at that. That's our list flip-flop, so we don't need to go any further. Now, if you look at these numbers, 1 and 14 definitely don't get us close to 9, but neither do 2 and 7. So if this was 2 and this was 7, 2 times 7 would give us 14, so that would work. But 2 plus 7 does not give us -9. Now, this is where we got to start getting a little bit more clever today. We're going to get lots of time to practice this. But sometimes, remember, if I have 2 negative numbers, they're still going to multiply to give me a positive number. -2 times -7 will still equal +14. But in this situation, -2 plus -7 is -9. So now we got it to work for both of these. So we got to be a little bit careful as we go trying to make this work. Let's look at problem number 30. Like I said, I'm just going to jump around. So when I come over here for 30, I'm going to take 12 again. And now I'm going to make my list. So 12 divided by 1 means 1 goes in 12 times. 12 divided by 2 means that 2 goes in 6 times. 12 divided by 3 means 3 goes in 4 times. 12 divided by 4 means 4 goes in 3 times. Our list just flip-flops, so we get a stop. Now, all of these numbers are going to multiply to give us 12, but none of them are going to add to give us -7. The closest we can get are 3 and 4, because 3 and 4 would give us a positive 7. Now remember the trick we used on the last one. If your top number is positive, it can be because either the side numbers are both positive or they're both negative, right? Negative 3 times negative 4 would give us a positive 12. Negative 3 plus negative 4 would give us negative 7, so it works for both, so we know we got that problem correct. Let's look at another problem. How about, let's do problem number 24. Now for this problem, 16 is our number, so we're going to make our list. 16 divided by 1 means 1 goes in 16 times. 16 divided by 2 means 2 goes in 8 times. 16 divided by 3 doesn't go in, so we don't need it. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I'll tell you a trick, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever get the same number like that, that's a good place. You can stop right there every time too, but only if it ends up being the same number. Now, we're trying to get to 8, so which of those will add up to 8? Well, 4 and 4, 4 plus 4 gives us 8, and we don't need to worry about the signs here. So we're good. We found two numbers that will multiply to be 16 and that will add to be 8. We're done. Let's look at a slightly harder one. How about number 19 here? Now, if I'm looking at problem number 19, this is how I like to think about it in my brain. Do you see how we got a negative up top? I'm going to pretend the negative's not there, and I'm going to deal with that in a minute. So let's think about 10. I know 1 goes into 10 10 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. And the only other number that goes in would be 5, and that would go in 2 times, but that's a repeat, so we don't need it. Now, since the top number is negative, that means whatever the side numbers were opposite signs. One of them was a positive and the other one was a negative, right? That's the only way two numbers will ever multiply to be a negative number, is if one is positive and one is negative. So I'm just going to try 2 and 5 and see if I can play around, because I know 5 minus 2 would give us 3. So let's try that. If I put the negative on the 2, that would be like 5 take away 2, right? Or negative 2 plus 5, that would give us 3. Then we just want to check, does negative 2 times 5 equal negative 10? And it does. So those must be our numbers, and we're done. Let's do another one like that. How about problem number 20? Now 30 is our number, so we're going to start our list with 30. So 30 divided by 1 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 30 divided by 4 doesn't work. 30 divided by 5 is 6. And then 30 divided by 6 is 5. So this was our repeat, so we don't need to go any further. Now, again, when our top number is negative like that, remember, the only way that can happen is if one of the numbers is negative and the other one is positive. So I always like to think, like, if I took one of the numbers and I subtracted the other one, what would that give us? So in this situation, sorry guys, 15 take away 2 would be 13. So that's not our guy. 30 take away 1 would be 29. So that's not it. 10 take away 3 would be 7. That's not it. 6 take away 5 would be 1. So if this was a positive 6 and this was a negative 5, would that work? 6 minus, or let's just even say plus, a negative 5 would be a positive 1. So it works for the bottom. Let's see if it works for the top. 6 times negative 5 gives us a negative 30. So we're good. We found numbers that make that work. Your homework is going to look very similar to this, guys. It's not a bunch of problems, but it's a couple that you're going to need to practice on. If you have any questions on this process, please let me know. I'd be happy to work through some of these with you. Thanks for watching the full video. Have a great day, everybody.